your thing, do your thing. Can you do something for me? Can you hit a little for me?
All right, welcome to our runner review. We've obviously been doing a lot of running for probably the last sort of 2 years, especially the last sort of year. We've done a lot of endurance, ultra marathons, we've done marathons. Most recently, our last one, we did the Surf Coast 100, which we wore sort of a trail shoe. Where this one here, the Sydney to Melbourne run 100 Ks a day for 10 days. At the moment, we're built up to about 130 Ks per week. So it's nearly 20 Ks per day we're running, roughly averaging. And that'll work up to about 200 Ks per week. So there's a lot of load going through the legs and a lot of load going through the runners. So it's very important to have the right shoe. Going to the running company in Yarraville, who have helped us tremendously in terms of making sure we've got the right shoes. So I'm going to take you through my 5 shoes in front of me and give you my opinion on all of them. I've done a run in all of them, and I can give you a sort of an honest opinion of what I think in terms of preferred shoe for myself. With myself, I'm not, 60 kilos, 70 kilos, so I'm sort of a biggish lad. So the runners need to make sure that they've got a lot of support, a lot of cushion, and a lot of stability, I guess, through the midsole, to make sure that it's carrying all that weight. So we'll start off with the Hoka. The Hoka is a shoe which I see a lot more now. It's very, very popular. A lot more people are buying Hokas. It's a very thick looking shoe. It's a stable shoe. It's got a lot of space for the foot to get into, which is compared to some of the others where it's a bit more narrow. So stability wise, a lot of people who have had issues with runners and picking which footwear to get previously are jumping on the Hoka, and they love it because of the cushioning. It's got a very big cushion pad there. This is a Carbon X, so this has got a carbon plate. All of these have got carbon plates in them, which I guess is the new thing that all runners, especially that top end runner has, is a carbon plate. It's very stiff, gives you that sort of bounce up. As you can see, this one doesn't really move much at all. This one here, for me, it's a bit heavier than the others, which when you're running a long distance, gives a bit of that sort of sensation of legs are feeling heavy sooner than what they should be. So I felt like the Hoka for me probably isn't the shoe to do these long runs in. I like a lighter shoe. Again, we need stability with my weight, but a lighter shoe. The thing with the Hoka, I think previously is the designs have been quite ordinary, where I think this is a really cool design, and the colour scheme, they're getting a lot better. And again, a lot of people swear by these Hokas that are be able to get them through these longer runs. But for me, too bulky. As you can see, even just the end of it doesn't have that sort of roll for me compared to, say, the Mizuno, which I'll show you in a second. The Saucony range. So these are the shoes that I've been wearing for the last 2 years, and I got onto these shoes and the Endorphin Pro, which is the red one, and then you've got the Endorphin Elite, which is the one that just came out about 2 weeks ago. So both of these, the Endorphin range, both have got carbon plates underneath. The Elite's a little bit softer in terms of the foam. Very similar, heel drop. It is a fair bit of, that drop from there to there. I feel like this one, especially the Elite, or both of them in fact, again, I swear by, because my feet have been unbelievable with the load that goes through them. And I think that's the biggest thing compared to, say, the next shoe I give you, is I've had no issues with blisters, no issues with anything in terms of my feet when I'm running these long distance runs, which I hadn't had previously. So the Saucony range is something that I think is becoming a lot more popular within the runner industry. Obviously, they're not as probably well known as Nike, but I think they're getting there, and a lot more people are trying them out. Again, their designs sometimes aren't the best. These are pretty good. These are probably two of my favourite colour schemes that they've done, and they're very light compared to the Hoka. Do you know what I mean? This is a lot heavier, or feels heavier, and it's not as bulky. Like you can see, do you know what I mean, straight up compared to what they are. Do you know what I mean? So the Saucony range, I went to after using the Nike AlphaFit. I wore this one for a marathon and done a little bit of running previously before that with this shoe. This shoe is probably 3 years old now, but I've only worn it once. I've only worn it a couple of times. One long run, one marathon. I wore it during a marathon. I'd worn it previously just for interval runs. Loved how much cushion it gave, how much spring it gave through this like Air Zoom. Still got a carbon plate through there, give that edge. This shoe is something I really liked, except for my foot, because it's too wide, was hanging over this ridge here. So it's a very narrow fit, and you can see here my foot was hanging over and it was just rubbing consistently here, and I had a massive blister. I'm about 5 Ks in from a marathon, and I had to run the rest of the marathon with this huge blood blister on both feet, and I'm like, I just can't wear that. So I went to the Saucony range after that and having no issues. And it's very hard to find a shoe that, do you know what I mean, when you're running 130 Ks, 140 Ks a week, or even the big events, so 100K run, and your feet look absolutely, do you know what I mean, perfect after. It's to do with these Saucony range. The last one I'll take you through is the Mizuno. The Mizuno, never thought I'd get a Mizuno shoe, to be honest with you. I was stuck in my Saucony Rangers, waiting for the Elites to come out. They came out, loved them. Still got the Endorphin Pro and Speeds at home. Got told to try this on. They just came out, same time as the Elites, with the running company in Yarraville. They said, try this on, see what you think. Like if you look at that, look at the heel drop in that. Literally there is no heel in this shoe. So it literally just springs you forward. Again, carbon plate, but that's a massive difference to say that with that heel. So they've taken that whole heel out from here downwards. I've tried it on and straight away felt this sensation going up my midfoot, my heel nearly. And I was like, wow. It felt similar to the Nike, and I was like, oh, do you know what I mean? Love the Nike, but it just didn't fit in terms of my foot. Tried it on, my foot didn't sit outside the base of the shoe. I'm like, okay. Went for a little run up and down the street before I bought them, and it felt like amazing. The cushion and the drive from this Mizuno Wave was insane. And it's something that, and I bought it straight away. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna buy both of them. And straight away, I've been using this and my Saucony Elites with my running at the moment. At the moment, we're running 6 out of the 7 days a week. And if I'm feeling, it's a bit probably, it might be a bit mentally, but if I'm feeling flat, I'll wear these. If I feel like, or if I've got an interval run, I'll wear these. The spring this gives me, and just the straightforward motion of it from the second I put it on is something, it's unreal. And I've been trying to get more and more people to try these because of the ability to, I guess, give you that sort of spring. In terms of what I'm running in the moment is these two. Probably, you know what I mean, 70% my Saucony Elites and then the Mizuno Waves. In terms of the run to Sydney, I reckon I'm going to use both of these. I'll have to obviously get a few pairs of shoes for that run. In terms of, do you know what I mean, what comes out next, I'll just keep going to the running company in Yarraville. They sort of hit me up with what's new in the industry and stuff like that. The only other one I haven't got here is the New Balance London, which is the one I really want to try on. A lot of people swear by the New Balance shoes here. Again, it's got that soft foam. It's got that carbon plate. It's a lot of people swear by, do you know what I mean, helping them with their running that have had injuries previously before here. For me, my top picks are the Saucony Elites and the Mizuno. So yeah, if you want to give any of them a go, give them a go and let me know how you find them. Thanks for tuning in.